Hello, CP Finite Mathematics, and welcome to the Unit 6 review. I'm going to break it up into different parts here. This is just going to focus on 6.1 to 6.3. You will be having like a little mini quiz on these types of concepts, so I'll break it up as well into the parts, and it'll also be multiple choice, so that should make you a little happy here. First off, 6.1, so it's been a while since we looked at these. So consider the following sets. Set and set operations. The integers, -4 to +4. Okay. It could be helpful to write them out, but you don't have to. -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. A is this particular set, B, and C. The main idea, remember that U is the union. That means to add the two things together. So A union B, you are, so writing the elements that are in A or in B. So -3 in B is 0, so that's the next one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can have them in any order, but that is these two sets combined. There should be a bracket there, no big deal. This sign is the intersection. Okay, so that's what they share or have in common. So what does A share with B? Well, A and B each have a 0 and they each have a 3. Okay, that is what is being shared amongst those two sets. And the last particular one is remembering that this means not. Okay, that's everything but in C, and you compare that with the entire universe. -4 and 4, so not those is just 3, -3, -2, -1, 0, and 1, and 2, and 3. Okay, so the quiz, it'll be something just about as basic as those, nothing quite as crazy as the practice problems you did. Just kind of going through and hitting all the bases here for these. Something that might be a little more challenging, the Venn diagrams. Yes. Fill out the Venn diagram with the given information. Okay? So here's something, and they won't be the super challenging ones, but just to get you an idea as to what to expect. 50 students were asked if they could play the cello, guitar, violin. So right off the bat, I know 50 things are outside. That's the entire thing, actually. The whole thing. One can play all of them. So one can play all of them. 18 total can play the cello. Remember, that means the entire circle of 18 or of cello is 18, all of that. 14 play only guitar, so 14 is from that letter B. Sorry, is from that letter C. Okay, letter B is the 18, and A is there. D, 2 play guitar and violin, but not cello. Guitar, violin, not cello. That's right here. So remember, you have to be careful with things like but not, or if that's not listed. So I know that this is 2 by letter D. 4 play cello and violin. So here is cello and violin in light blue. It doesn't say anything about not guitar, so I know that whole thing is 4. Well, if this piece is 1, this piece must be 3. So I had to deduct that this is 3 based on the fact the whole thing is 4. Okay, so that's where it gets a little tricky, but you can handle it. 14 total can play the violin. I know that's 14. Right off the bat, what that tells me is if the whole circle is 14, this piece is 2, and that's 4, that means 8 must be in here. So 14 minus 2 minus 1 minus 3 is 8. And 8 play at least 2 instruments. That's something that might be tricky. I'm going to highlight all the parts that are at least 2 instruments. So that is this, this, and this. All those must add up to 8. Well, if I have 3 and 1, that's 4, and 2, that means that must be 2. So all the clues, and then we have some missing spots. We don't know what's in there, and we don't know what's outside. So how many play only the cello? That is this part. Only the cello. Well, we'll take 18 minus 2 minus 1 minus 3, which is 12. 18 minus 6, essentially. Okay? So 12 play only the cello. How many don't play any instrument? So now I have all the pieces except for out here. Well, I knew there were 50 to start with. 50 minus all of those comes out to be 8 as well. So 8 don't play any instrument. And in total, play the guitar. That is all these within the guitar. 14 plus 2 is 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay? So something like that for a Venn diagram. You'll be asked questions after you fill it out. 6.2, counting formula. Hopefully that one wasn't too bad. Basically, and I'll give you the formula as well, or you should have it in your notes, really, which you can use. Union is equal to the individual parts minus the intersection. So here I have the union is 20. I know that's equal to 16 plus 7 minus some intersection. Well, 16 plus 7 is 23. So 20 is equal to 23 minus something. Well, hopefully you can do the math there if you still need it though. Subtract 23, subtract 23. Negative 3 is equal to the opposite of our intersection, which means the intersection is just 3. A intersect B. Okay, just a 3. And the multiplication counting principle, that's the last part of this first piece of the review. License plate, 2 letters. So 2 letters, there's 26 options for each of those. We'll wait out repeating letters. So I just know these are letters. So A through Z, A through Z. And then 4 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, how many plates are possible without repeating letters? So first letter, second letter, I can't use the same one, so there's 25. Remember, we're multiplying. Or digits, so there's 10 total digits, 0 through 9. 9 that I could choose for the next, 8 and 7. So 26 times 25 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 is 3, 2, 7, 6, 0, 0, 0. 3,276,000. Okay, that might be something like a fill-in-the-blank type question for you to multiply. How many plates do not have any adjacent digits? Doesn't matter about the letters. So the letters, it doesn't specify anything for those. So that's just going to be 26 times 26. The numbers, or the digits, so I can have 10 for the first. I could have 9 for the next option. 9 and 9. So remember, for adjacent, you just have to subtract 1 from the initial case. Oops, too many 9s. And go from there. 26, 26, 10, 9, 9 is 4, 9, 2, 8, 0, 4, 0. Okay, so first part, nutshell. Expect to see questions similar to those on like a little mini type multiple choice fill in the blank quiz. Use your notes, calculators and such, and you'll do fine. Thanks, guys.